You mentioned your podcast, and even the way you said podcast sounds way cooler than the way we say podcast. To the Divorce Not Dead podcast. I love the name. What do you love the most about doing that show?
Well, I mean, that show has become, when I started, I'd never done anything like this. And someone interviewed me. Actually, it was Dear Media interviewed me. And on their podcast, and they were like, "You really should do this." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well then sign me." And they're like, "Well, how many listens do you have?" And I'm like, "Well, none." And how much experience have you had? Well, none. And they're like, "Well, come back when you've got, I think you have to have 14,000 an episode or something." And I was like, "Oh, how do I do that?" So I just sat at home and opened my computer in the Middle East. And off I went. And suddenly now I think we're at 2.5 million. It was just crazy. It became top 20 for relationships on Spotify at some point. And it went just nuts. It went absolutely nuts. I don't know. I think it was a topic that women need to hear. Because I think there's this sort of feeling when you're in your 40s and you get divorced that, oh my God, life is over. Like, I mean, have a pity party. You may as well jump off the balcony because nothing good's going to happen from now on in. And, I wanted to sort of blow the lid off that and say, first of all, you girls look quite young. And if you're not married yet, I say don't do it for quite a while and don't worry about it. And I think also life has changed. Like, marriage shouldn't be for the rest of your life. It should be till you're not happy. And if you do it right and you do it like, you make a prenup and you do everything and you know what you're going to get at the end and how it's going to work, then it's just simple. Life is really simple. And that's what I did with Sergio, because he had his soccer money and I had my stuff. And I was like, my stuff's got to go to my kids. And so we just, we talked about all that, put it on paper. And then we were like, okay, great. Now we can get married. And then, I was always like, friends were like, well, what if he leaves you? Or what happens? And next, nobody died.
Yeah.
And
I love that advice.
Yes. And I think all young girls, I'm going to teach my daughter that. Don't look forever. Look for what makes you happy today. And just, enjoy. Because saying you've got to find your forever fucking human is ridiculous. I've been 25 different women in this space at this time. You'd have to have a man with a hat like for every day of the week. You just have to relax, girls. Nothing's going to happen if you get divorced. Nothing, I mean, oh, you might get lucky. Come and say hi. He's all naked.
I just got a shower. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
What a treat.
Yeah. I mean,
hello,
I'm
Sergio.
I'm miserable over here. Miserable.
The listeners are going to be very excited.
Life's shit.
Yeah. It's been really,
looks like you're doing pretty shitty over there.
Yeah, it's been a real tough year for Caroline. I have for sure.
Divorce not dead, girls. Divorce not dead.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that advice. And I think, obviously we think podcasts are great and you can talk about anything. And I think that there's something out there for everybody to listen to learn from, and to talk about. So I love it.